Digital Soil and Stories engages Two Spirit and Indigenous LGBTQ plus responses on connection to land as safe space. Artists share reflections and spoken word practice while visiting cultural and heritage sites throughout treaty lands now known as Saskatchewan. In collaboration with Two Spirit and LGBTQ plus artists and knowledge keepers, Digital Soil and Stories was envisioned and produced by nehîyaw spoken word artist Janelle, ecoaborijanelle Pewapsconias, and unboundedly supported by the Saskatoon Pride Festival Board. A sharing of perspectives and truths of this land as safe space here are our Digital Soil and Stories.
So welcome, my name is Floyd Favel. I'm from the Pawmaker First Nation. It's in a Cree Assiniboine Reserve. And I'm the curator of the Chief Pawmaker Museum as well. My main job in life is I'm a theater director, writer. I studied in Europe and across Canada here. I'm also a theoretician. I create cultural theory. But I'm also the curator of the Chief Pawmaker Museum where we're at right now. What happened here was in 1885, there was a battle. The soldiers, they came and they attacked our people. And so our people, they defended themselves. They were fighting, I guess, for the health and safety of everybody. Anybody vulnerable, women, children, old people. So they fought there. And they drove the soldiers back, even though they were outnumbered 6-1. And they had just old weapons, like bow and arrows and all that. This is a place of protection and safety, primarily. And I always say this place, it represents how it was long ago and how our places, our reserves, our communities, they can also be like that as a safe place, as a people to come back to, as a place for our people to run home to. When things get difficult for them in their lives, for whatever reasons, they can always come home back to their community and to their land, where they can be safe, because the land, that's Kikawe Nowaski. In our creation story, Kikawe Nowaski, she shed tears as she said what she was going to give to the human beings which were to come. They would feed off her. She would provide them all their sustenance. So the Mother Earth, that's what she would be our mother, and she would take care of everybody. She would, from her, we would get our milk and our sustenance, and she would provide us with shelter and comfort. In Cree, when we say, our Mother Earth kisses us when we walk upon her, when we live upon her. That's another way to say gravity. That's our Indigenous way to say the gravitational pull. And in our Indigenous beliefs, our Cree beliefs, that's a sign of love and affection, caring for the human beings, for the animals, is from Mother Earth, is through what scientists call gravity. And so that's evidenced around us in all aspects of our life. That's the love and the comfort of Mother Earth as a safe place. And it's in our communities, it's important that everybody feels safe. And that's what it used to be a long time ago, was there was that mentality where no one was excluded, where there was a place for everybody. Because we always say in our traditional beliefs, we're all children of the Great Spirit and also Mother Earth. So we're all equal. We are their children. no matter who we are or how we are, we're still their children. And so the Great Spirit and Mother Earth, they don't throw away any of their children. So everybody has to be provided for according to how they want to express themselves, how they want to be in life. So there must be a space for them. And tawau kamiitik. Tawau means there should be room and space for everybody. And that's how our communities always were. And through this museum, I always try to express that. I always try to say that to visitors, and also by evidence by all the pictures here. Everybody in this community should be represented on the walls here. So I'm trying my utmost to do that. Also, we must keep in mind the LGBTQ community as well. That was lost through the colonization that arrived here. That was looked upon as something like maybe improper, and so generations they were taught this. And I think it's now that us who are willing to think about it, willing to express it, willing to talk about it, willing to advocate, and not to have shame or fear. It's a traditional belief. And then we must go back to our traditional beliefs when we talk about that. And where I came to those traditional conclusions is not only am I an artist, writer, I spent a lot of years, a lot of months and times sitting on Mother Earth, meditating, praying, because one of my roles here on this reserve also is like I help out at traditional ceremonies. And every 2 years I make a Sundance. And so I give away so many things as an expression of gratitude, wanting good things for all of my people. We've got to say all of our people. Not just a certain group of people, but everybody who comes under the protection of the sacred tree. Everybody who comes there, equal in the eyes of the Creator. So those are a few words that I wanted to share at this time. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. My name is Janelle Pewapsconias. I come from Little Pine First Nation. I am a spoken word poet, nehîyaw. So I speak the Cree language, and I'm here today at the Pawmaker Historical Site and Museum. And today I'm reading a couple poems, one about the sundown and one about trees. We're approaching the theme of land as safe space. And to me, land is safe space because it is very healing. They say, if you need to feel grounded, then literally go to the ground. Sometimes I feel lifted or out there or anxious. Well, if you go to the land, put your feet on the ground when it's not so snowy, you'll feel the life under you. There's equal oppositional forces pushing you down as they are pushing you up. So know that the land upholds you. And so I wanted to share the poem about the tree because my people learned a lot about survival in these harsh territories from understanding how nature survives. And so that's why we've been called and labeled, keepers of the land, because we're just returning the favor and giving back more than we have taken. So when I talk about these things, it's not to romanticize our relationship, but it's to reconnect. And hopefully through spoken word poetry, we can create a connection between ourselves as human beings through our stories and through our understandings. So this one is called Waskasoo Tree. I stopped to listen to a tree today. In between the canopy and the boardwalk, I saw the dance of the lichen. Hanging off the high branches, spindles of greens and grays held up to the sky.
in brilliance of the northern wonders of the life of a tree. In the creek, in the rhythm of the floating breeze, the sway and air dances its way throughout and in between. A listen and lesson of live and let be. How the wind and the tree live together. This is the teaching for you and the me. And what I took from just hearing a tree creak and seeing all the trees around me was that we all live in harmony. And we're all different beasts, and we all have different ways we are, but we still need to live together. And that's how we create balance. The next piece that I would like to share is about a sunset. Social media is very much alive, and today I'm more than just a romantic naturalist or conservationist. The skies are alive, and I took a photo, enhanced the color, darkened the contrast, made it brighter, added more color, and it just created this not so vibrant picture as what you would see in real life, but it was very gorgeous. There's nothing like being in the moment. But I thought it was a wonderful opportunity for me to capture something because it literally took my breath away. And so here's that poem. Pride flag skies. One Instagram post. 1 minute before sundown, one moment. One breath, one release. One to thank the sun for a good day. For the blessing that dances for a light refracting and skipping across the prairie hills and the trees' trembling leaf. One to thank the wind cascading between the land and the pillowy cloud and rays chasing the sun. Sing a song only your eyes can see, pastels of pink and orange and the quick transition to the living sky blues, one to hold the moment. The very air in your lungs holding space within you. Land holding you up like you're their balloon for one for the very sight of a fleeting day is a blessing in the skies. And the water in your eyes feel the connection. And the water in your body understands the tomorrow. And the water on your lands recognize you and not just your body, but your being. One breath, one release, one moment before sundown, one Instagram post of Pride Prairie Skies. I think spoken word has a really interesting way of having us understand things on a different level. It's not just words written on page, it's energy and exchange, and I miss being with people and sharing and exchanging and then listening and then exchanging because it's a responsibility of our relationship together. And so land as safe space for me isn't just about, having land and feeling like you're one with nature. It's more than that. You are one of nature. You are one beast. You can be as wild or as tame as you wish. And the land as safe space to me is the ability to play. And that's something that I'm working on building my relationship with again. Play, being able to explore, having my voice heard, and the tree, and the sundown, and the water, all listen. So if you ever need anyone, if you ever need safe space, just go to the land. You'll find it there. Thank you and have a wonderful day.